You clicked because you want to know why Steve Jobs, the man who revolutionized technology, was wrong. The man who changed the world with the iPhone, iPad, and MacBook, yet made one critical decision that almost shattered his empire. Stay tuned, because in this video, we'll uncover the untold truth behind Steve Jobs' rise and fall, and the decision that would haunt him forever. Born in San Francisco in 1955, Steve Jobs had no idea that he would become one of the most influential figures in modern history. Raised in the heart of Silicon Valley, he was adopted by a family who believed in his potential. But growing up, Jobs was always different. He was a visionary from the start, often clashing with authority, a trait that would shape both his genius and his downfall. His rebellious nature was the spark for his innovation, but it was also the seed of his biggest mistake. As a teenager, Jobs was captivated by electronics. His obsession with innovation led him to experiment in his father's garage, and that's where the magic happened. In 1976, Jobs and his friend Steve Wozniak launched Apple, building their first computer, the Apple I, in a cramped garage. The world didn't know it then, but this small start would eventually change the entire tech landscape. With the success of the Apple II and later the Macintosh, Apple became a giant. But Jobs' story was far from over. In 1984, Jobs launched the Macintosh, a personal computer so innovative it was set to reshape the entire industry. But soon after, Jobs made a decision that would set the stage for his downfall. It wasn't just about changing technology. It was about burning bridges with the very people who helped build the empire. Jobs' relentless drive for control, combined with his refusal to compromise, ultimately led to a catastrophic fallout. In 1985, Jobs' own board of directors decided to oust him from the company he founded. The man who had built Apple from the ground up was now on the outside looking in. How could someone so brilliant, so successful, make such a catastrophic mistake? His management style, his inability to collaborate, and his overzealous drive for perfection all contributed to his downfall. It wasn't just a career setback. It was a crushing personal defeat. But did this mark the end of his story, or was it the beginning of something bigger? After Jobs' departure, Apple floundered. The company lost direction, and it seemed as if the tech giant was on the brink of collapse. Yet Jobs didn't give up. Instead, he created NeXT, a high-end workstation company, and bought a small animation studio called Pixar. His time away from Apple wasn't just about failure. It was about reflection, innovation, and personal growth. Little did anyone know, his journey away from Apple would set the stage for a comeback no one saw coming. When Apple acquired NeXT in 1997, Jobs returned to the company, and the world would never be the same. Under his leadership, Apple became the most valuable company in the world. The iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad followed, and Apple became a household name once again. Jobs had redeemed himself, but not without the scars of his earlier mistakes. The truth is, Steve Jobs didn't just leave behind a legacy of innovation and success. He left behind a man who almost lost everything. His flaws were just as important as his genius. Those flaws helped him grow, learn, and ultimately change the world once again. So, was Steve Jobs a genius who shaped the world, or someone who almost lost it all because of his own mistakes? Do you think Jobs' biggest mistake actually set him up for his greatest success? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive deeper into his journey together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold stories.